And a welcome back here inside of Progressive Dental. We are on site, on location at their location in Kirkwood, New York on 1113 US 11. Of course, all their locations and your opportunity to get your teeth cleaned, as Ellie was talking about. You can go on to progressivedentalny.com and make your appointment today. So we are inside of Sonny and D, Sonny Spera and myself, Dan Tortora, a product of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, on site, on location with the Southern Tier. And we are now here with our Chenango Valley special that continues with the Warriors girls basketball team. We're here with head coach Ryan Hayes, as well as Ellie O'Connor. And we have Tessa McEnaney here with us, and we're very happy to be supporting this program and celebrating you guys tonight. So, with that being said, I defer to my partner, Mr. Spera.
All right, so Ryan, let's talk to Coach Hayes. All right. So Ryan, I don't know if you knew Dan, but Ryan had coached boys varsity basketball in the area at Vestal for how many years, Ryan?
8 years varsity.
8 years varsity. 8 years of varsity. So, and what was the space in between before you started at CV?
As far as what I did?
How many years?
As far as between CV and Vestal would have been probably close to 6 years, I'm guessing.
What did you miss about coaching in that
Well,
time?
I bounced around a little bit. Was at Dryden.
Okay.
And was at Windsor. So stayed involved intentionally.
Gotcha.
But definitely what I found at CV that obviously allowed me, given the years I've been now, is the sustainability and the buy-in and being part of the community, being my hometown with my kids going to school and stuff like that. So it's a different feel of not walking the hallways and seeing the kids where I teach and coach, but it's also probably nice on both ends. The girls don't have to see me every day, and it's a fresh face, and don't have to hear my voice every day. So I think it's a happy marriage.
Okay, well, it's in your blood because I didn't realize you had those things, but I think if you do step away fully, you kind of almost lose a little bit. So it's nice that you kept going. Now talk about, as you were asking me, I get to ask you. So you transitioned from coaching boys to coaching girls. Talk about some of the pros and then talk about some of the challenges.
I agree with you as far as girls listen, and probably too much to a T sometimes. I heard a quote the other day, and I wish I knew which coach said it. It was, I never want a player that does exactly what I say or not exactly what I say. I want a happy medium in there sometimes. So I think early on I started with my daughter's youth squad, and I told them to go to X. They went to X, and sometimes there needed to be somewhere in between. And like we were just talking with the girls a little bit, what I noticed with my daughter is she, growing up, I went to the park, played ball. My daughter doesn't go to the park and play ball. So I think boys do that a little bit more. They get that on-hands experience where there's not coaches. In my experience in girls basketball, and you lived as Sonny in the AAU circuit, is everything seems to be organized in the girls' end. So I'd like to see a little bit more, I guess, unorganized opportunities for the girls where it's like, here's a ball, go play, figure it out, have some arguments, and foul, not foul, whatever. So I think that's the biggest difference I've seen in girls as guys is the guys a little bit have that pickup flair going on, and girls a little bit more organized then. But girls very structured, like I said, very enthusiastic. Come in every day. You have to provide a little social time, which I like to refer to as warm up, but it's a little bit more of a social dynamic.
We called it a tea party.
And so they need that debrief time, and you find out that they enjoy music. Mm-hmm. And that needs to be somehow intertwined in your, maybe not every day, but some point in time in practices. And they like to dance. So I did not see a lot of dancing out of Chris Baltz when I was at Vestal, and that was probably a good thing. And if he ever sees this video clip, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. So definitely some differences.
All right.
It's funny, I was talking to a team up in Central New York about that, and one of the girls during practice finds a couple seconds to twerk, is what she said. So just a few moments to herself, just to take a break in the action, I guess, or to make people laugh. But yeah, I mean, I remember hearing the music, and that's when we were in our layup line. So there was no time for dancing. There was no time for socializing. It was as soon as that music came on, you better be on the line, ready to go after this. And I remember a lot of running in practice. There's a lot of running in practice. So Ellie, what is your favorite part of practice?
Honestly, I don't really have a favorite part. I just love being there with my team. We definitely throughout the years have grown a lot more as numbers too, but I just think being there all together and just some people don't if you're having a bad day, and if just one person will just bring you up, and this is I look forward to it every single day, is getting to see everybody on my team and just being doing what I love and just getting to have fun and just play.
So liking every part of it, was there ever a drill or two that you would prefer to not have to do?
Well, sometimes. So Coach K has recently come to assist us and help out, which love the man. But there are a few drills where it's really intense, and sometimes it's different. We'll do a chill quick we'll do layup lines or shooting drill, and then coach will be all right, let's go, and we'll just start sprinting, and it's just zigzag zigzag, and we're running, and everybody's and it's no stopping. There's no water breaks, there's no breathers, you're going. So there's some of those, but there's never really, I don't hate it. There's nothing I never I don't want to do it.
Tessa, you hear your teammate talk about just loving coming there to see her teammates, to see you all. What do you love about practice? What do you love about this team?
I agree. I love the environment that I'm around, and it's a big game of fun. Go out and have fun, but also learn and improve your skills, and everyone picks everyone else up. So it's a lot of fun.
A lot of teams talk about it's family.
Yeah.
But you sound like you both really feel like you're coming to see people that you like to be around. Why is this family a functional and not a dysfunctional family?
I don't know. We just all get along. We all are there to have fun, but we're also there doing something that we love. And we're not bringing anyone down. We're always lifting people up. If there's a mistake or anything, it's never oh, this is your fault. Do better. It's everyone's constructive criticism is bringing everyone else up.
Did you have to get to a point on this team where you feel comfortable to constructively criticize and build each other up and not bring each other down? Was there a process of that happening, or have you always been that way?
I guess I've been a point guard, so I feel that's a lot of directing people where to go on the court. So I've always been used to being hey, this is a better way to do it. It's just easier.
I like that. Leadership. Just coming right off the cuff. Not hard for you at all. Go ahead, Sonny.
Okay, so hold on to that for a second, Tess. Let me ask you this as a point guard. What were some of the expectations you had coming into this season?
To be more in charge, I guess, of the players on the court, and knowing who is on the court with you, knowing how you should pass it to some people rather than others, and just knowing everyone on the court and where everyone is supposed to be. So you have to know every single position for every play and how it's supposed to go. So it's a lot of pressure, but it's fun.
Great. Well, point guard's pressure. There you go. So, Coach, talk a little bit about Allie. What are some of the thoughts that you had coming into the season? What are some of the things you were looking forward to seeing?
Well, she's been around the block with me. 8th grade year on JV, and then I lost her for a few years when she went to varsity, and then obviously back with her in the last couple of years. So there's an expectation of leadership with the comfort level with the two of us being together that long. So and I was going to echo what Tessa said as far as being that floor general, both of them being a kind of a two-headed monster as far as capability at the point guard position. And what's the one thing you two are in charge of informing the team as far as what we're in all the time? What's the one thing you have to communicate? Please say it. Yes. So they're in charge of reminding the team as far as what defenses we're in during foul shots, timeouts, and dead balls and situations like that. And Ellie in particular being, like I said, a senior, there's a little bit more expectation as far as handling a team. We had a talk the other day as far as, hey, we're a little flat coming into first quarters out of some games, and I leaned on her to say, let's make sure we're focused, and what is it? Is it warm-up music? Is it what we're doing in warm-ups? Is it what we're doing with our personnel and stuff like that? So I feel senior leadership is also the lifeline between the coach and the team as well. You know, and she kind of gives me the sense of, you know, do we need to get after it one day? Can we need a little bit more of a relaxed day? Do we need to play music in practice? So things along that line. So, and Ellie is a very big music buff slash dancer. So
Yeah, we're going to hear
just
from her
throwing it out
later.
there. Just throwing it out there.
We're going to hear from her later. So how about with Tessa? What were some of your, you know, expectations as a point guard? Were you, you know, what were your thoughts for her coming in?
So both of them, as far as like, you know, setting up the structure and stuff like that, but you know, echoing what Tessa said, as far as just making sure the team is comfortable with what's going on. Okay, I'm sure if anybody were to ask, I'm on the intent side as a coach, and I think that they've got the ability to take that and relay it to the team in the appropriate way, depending on the flow of the game and stuff like that. So, very comfortable with both of them taking my thought processes and relaying to the team in whatever way that they feel is the appropriate way at the time.
Great stuff. So Allie, I'm going to ask you a question now. So this is your senior year, right?
Yes. It is.
Okay. Looking back on your years of playing and seniors that were before you, what are some of the things that you want to try to make sure that you do as a senior for your team, for your teammates, for your culture, for your community? What kind of things do you feel are going to be important for you to do?
That's really funny you say that, because I just had this conversation today with Tessa about when I came up as a freshman, there was a lot of negative energy at our, like, it was not a very good atmosphere at the time. And so, like, coming up at a young age, there was a lot of pressure of, like, having to do stuff, like, you're with the big dogs, basically, now. Like, they're taller than me and everything. So there was a lot of pressure with that and just, like, having to fit in. And I just, as a senior and as, like, a captain and just being there, like, with everybody, I just want everybody to feel comfortable and not, like they're out of place. Like, I want them to, like, know that they're there, and then they can get better if they feel like they need to improve on stuff, they can. Or just, like, someone, like, they can come and, like, talk to me about, like, anything and just be comfortable.
Great stuff.
The tell me something good portion. You've heard Coach talk positively about you both. Tessa, tell me something good about Coach.
He is very, very fun. Like, morning practices, you come in and he's there surprising you and hitting you in the face with a noodle.
Pool noodle.
Yeah.
Let's be sure.
He'll let us have music on during practices, and
Oh, he's getting soft.
Yeah, Saturdays.
he knows the team too. It's not just he's there and he's coaching you. It's like he's your friend, but he's also coaching you. So, like, there's a fine balance between him being, like, a good friend of yours and, like, a really good coach, improving you and pushing you forward.
Finding the healthy balance. Allie, what would you say about Coach?
I don't really have a favorite thing. There's, like, a lot of things I could say that, like, equal out from, like, when I was younger to now, because I experienced them, like, from, like, two different atmospheres, like a JV versus, like, a varsity. Like, it's very different. So I just love the way he, like, makes sure that, like, each of us individually are growing, like, just as we are, like, personally, mentally, not, like, just physically. Like, he, like, generally cares about us and, like, wants us to improve on, like, everything we do.
Like that. Positive words. Coach, a rebuttal?
I guess I do have to say that I enjoy the fact on Saturday mornings when they walk in the door and they're peeking around the corner because they know I'm someplace with the pool noodle just to wake them up. So
Yeah. There's something about the pool noodle. It just works. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I used to hide in the water, and when my cousins were there, like my little brothers or my mom or anybody would come out, because you can blow water through them, is that I would wait and then just, like, shoot it like an elephant. You know, whoever was coming through, I just surprised somebody that was coming.
maybe that's the next surprise.
If I got my grandmother, the surprise was for me. If I got G-Mom, I was sleeping outside. So, Allie, tell me something good about Tessa.
Ooh, okay. I just love Tessa's energy. Like, we instantly clicked. Like, when she came up, me and Tessa never had, like, really any experience of, like, playing together. So it was like, I didn't know Tessa, like, outside of, like, basketball. So her coming in, it was like, we just instantly clicked, and we just like understood like what we had to get done, and that like where like making that connection on the court and being able to be like, if I go here, like you can go here, and just making those like connections and passes and stuff is like really nice.
Tessa, tell me something good.
Sorry.
About Ellie.
I think she's so funny. Like every single day at practice, I'm always laughing and cracking up at something she said or did or danced or anything. Like she's so funny, and she brings up the overall morale of the entire team. Like not just for me, it's for everyone. Everyone feels like a lot better when Allie's there dancing around. And like she said, we didn't really have any connections outside of basketball, but we were able to like find basketball as our connection, and on the court clicking and knowing where we were supposed to go. Like as the top two people on a 2-3, like we never have a specific side. We just know which side to go on because we know each other too well.
You just touched upon the fact that sports can take people from different places, like you didn't know each other outside of that, didn't have a lot of things to connect you, and that a game can literally create some of the best of friends and people that start to read each other's minds. Like sports has a thing that it does to humanity that's unlike anything else, and you just touched upon how incredibly unique it is. And it keeps us together, which I think is really cool. Sonny, before we get to rapid fire, do you have another thought?
Ellie, I know you're quite a singer, so tell us who's some of your favorite artists that you either like to emulate or sing, or dance to, for that matter, now that we know you're a dancer too.
I have a very big genre of music though. Like it's like it can go from like hip hop to like old rap to like 80s R&B. So I don't really have like a certain singer, but like I've always loved, I'm gonna get hated, Justin Bieber. I was a huge Bieber fan when I was younger, but
Believer, huh?
yeah, I was.
Yeah. I met him before he signed his contract. I thought the kid was kidding. He was 14 years old, came into 93Q when I was working at ESPN there, had a little mushroom haircut. The guitar was as big as he was, and he's like, I'm going to play it. He was so solid. He's like, I'm going to play a song. It's called Baby, and I want to see if you guys like it. And we're just sitting there listening to this kid play, and he's strumming on the guitar, and there was a camera right here, and I was sitting here, and there was somebody else sitting on the other side of the camera, and what ended up happening is, I guess that was in the movie Never Say Never. I never saw it. The footage, so we're not in it, but we're not in the actual movie because it's just on him, but that footage from 93Q was there, and after it, they're like, oh, you want to get an autograph? And I'm thinking, what am I going to turn it down an autograph for? I get his autograph. I go down to ESPN 1080 in Orlando to work there. Within a month of being in Orlando, kid blows up. He's like sold out everywhere, tickets every weekend on the radio, and I'm going, is this kid I just met? And he, right before, he's like, I'm deciding between Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake and Usher. I don't know who I should sign with. And I was like, is there another Justin Timberlake and Usher? Like, is this kid real? And then there was a cardboard cutout in like the mall, and I'm going, this kid was like 2 months ago. He was just any old kid. So, he was very nice. I got his autograph, and I feel like I need to find it so that I can sell it. Or give it to you, Allie. I don't know. Maybe I just give it to you.
I mean, and Adele. I just love Adele's voice. Like she has such a beautiful voice, but
Very
other
unique.
than that, I can't really just pick one that I'm just like.
Can you go back to the 80s? Oh, you said 80s R&B. I love
Yes.
80s R&B. So can you tell me who you like from there?
I was like really obsessed with like Whitney Houston music and Alicia Keys and like I didn't used to listen to like a little bit of like it wasn't like completely 80s though. It was like kind of like
90s.
90s, 2000s.
Like 90s.
There's like
Yeah. I was just wondering if you're gonna because there's like some like Nat King Cole, Natalie Cole, Aaron Neville, there Mariah Carey back in the day.
and Mariah Carey. I have a record player and I have like all of her records.
Mariah,
Yeah.
well, she's something else.
Can we start a feud, East Coast, West Coast? Because that was big back then.
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah, pick a side.
Jump into rapid fire. All right, so we're gonna jump into rapid fire. Sonny, I'm gonna let you get asked first by the team, and then you'll get to ask them, and then I'll go last. So Tessa, you get to ask Sonny Spera whatever you'd like.
What is your favorite color and why?
My favorite color?
Yes.
You really got to ask?
Yes.
You see that garbage can? See that jacket? It's bright orange. And it's to the point where it annoys my entire family. Like, because my kids are like, you pick out just the brightest color, so it's orange.
You're not even wearing a bright color.
I know. I did. I did.
I thought he was gonna go gray, plain, boring gray.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I'll ask Tessa a question. All right. That's how we'll do it. All right. So Tessa, if you could have a mystery date with anybody in Hollywood, who would you choose?
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Really?
Tonight is
Oh
all about
my God,
Spider-Man.
this Marvel thing is crazy. All
Andrew Garfield.
right. Do you want to elaborate, or we'll just go with
I
it?
don't think I need to elaborate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Enough said. All right. That's it. Okay. All right. So I'll ask Ryan. Right.
Ryan, yeah, you either or. He'll ask you.
All
You
right,
ask
I'll ask
him.
Ryan. Okay, Ryan. You could have courtside seats to any basketball game today's time. Who would you want to see?
Oh, I'm gonna go watch Golden State and watch Steph. I'm gonna disagree with. It's impressive what LeBron does with his athletic tools. I think it's more impressive what Steph does as an average sized man. So
Yes, out of Davidson.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anybody they're playing, or just Golden State versus anybody?
I think it'd be hard pressed not to watch Kevin Durant. So I think there's the matchup: Golden State versus the Nets.
Yeah, there you
There's
go.
only one team that shut down the Oracle, though, and that's my Raptors. When they won their only championship, but I'm going to take it, 2019. Before COVID and before they had to play in Tampa and be the South, it was awful.
Okay.
All right, Ryan, you open up a wound. Ryan, you can ask something.
I'm gonna go a little old school ish. I don't know if I want to do an opinion question, but the basically Big East, the heart and soul of the Big East no longer being the Big East. Hurtful or helpful for college basketball?
Ooh, I'm very biased. I think Syracuse never should have left the Big East. So I think it's hurtful because I just love the matchups. I love the locations, and we do a thing called Big East Rewind, and talking with so many players and coaches, geographically, you can pretty much drive to any game, home or away, you know. And you're not driving to Miami from Syracuse, you know. You've lost a lot of that flavor, and I think the fan engagement, I think, has dropped a lot because of that. You know, I don't think people want to watch Syracuse play Clemson, but I think Syracuse plays UConn, place is gonna be jammed. Syracuse plays Seton Hall, it's gonna be nuts. You know, so I think I wish that the Syracuse never left. No question about it.
Amen.
Hurtful.
So much amen on that.
All right. Okay, Allie. Allie, the question for Allie is very simple. Would you sing a few bars of Hello by Adele, please? Since she said it was one of her artists.
That's part of the
I could have went Mariah, but I'm like, Adele,
Ooh,
let's get
Can I
Adele.
get
I would
mood?
rather do that. I'd rather sing.
Oh, for real?
You want to do Mariah?
But she's gonna sing.
Want to mood light this thing? Can we
But I can just-
turn it
Or do, you,
down?
But like-
or do you want to do Baby by Justin Bieber? I'll give you that one.
Where's your phone? Are you not videoing?
I mean, never
would
say
you-
never.
All right.
Okay,
Let's roll.
let's
I'm
do
not
it.
actually.
What do
I
you
can't
need? Do you need
sing.
anything? Like a beat or anything? Or like a...
You want me to freestyle?
Freestyle, there you go.
I don't know. I cannot sing. I'll just do hello. It's me. That's all I'm gonna sing.
That's it. A couple
all you
bars.
get.
That's
Yeah.
a couple bars. That's two.
I'm gonna leave you on a cliffhanger. You never know if I'm good or not.
On the next episode of Sonny and D.
That's a senior right there.
You're not
Okay.
gonna
you
answer
can-
it.
I'll
You
just.
can
I'll
ask me.
you can ask
just.
me.
Just saying.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you could go back to any moment in your life and like relive it, what would it be?
Relive it. Well, if you take out the equation, like, you know, having your kids, right? Because you got to say having your kids and getting married, right? So I don't have a house closed down I can never go back to, right? So getting married and having my children, that's assumed. So something else in my personal life. So let's say before that, I would say
Like it can be like career, like
Yeah, I probably would say
athletic
graduating
thing.
from dental school. I think, you know, as hard as it was to get through college at a certain level with all the expectations and all the pressures of basketball and travel and academics, to being able to get to that point where I realized one of my dreams. So I'd have to say that. Simple.
It's a good answer.
I want to do a dental question. Just got curious. Allowed to say in the air, biggest oops as a dentist?
Biggest
did we
oops as a dentist.
not enough Novocaine?
Shows up a picture of like a gap tooth with with the chiclets that you
somebody
gotta put
wake
in.
up in the middle of a tooth extraction.
Or laughing gas. Did
I
you
would
use a
I would
laughing
say the
gas?
biggest oops I had is not necessarily in dentistry, but it was going to work. I was going to work, and I saw a pair of pants. I used to wear khakis. So there's a pair of khaki pants. And I was like, "What's my wife doing? She's getting rid of these. These are good. They're brand." I put them on. There was a huge hole in the butt of them, and I'm walking around, and they were all laughing. Everybody was laughing at me. I had no idea. I was like, "What the hell are they laughing at?" And finally, my office partner said, "You got to go change your pants." So that was my biggest oops moment for a whole
Good
day.
one.
I like it. That's good. All right, Tessa, I'll ask you first since you're here, right next to me. Let's see. Who do you consider your greatest mentor and why?
That's hard. I not because he's here, but I want to say my coaches. Cause I've been growing up with sports, and to have like someone that's there and pushing me constantly and always wanting to watch me succeed, I feel like that like made me who I am, and I don't know, I wouldn't change it.
It's an awesome answer. Take that home with you, Ryan.
One more shot in the next game. There you go.
All right, Tessa, what do you have for me?
If you can go back and change anything, would you, and what would it be?
Well, I don't live life with regret. I don't really have that. So I would say if I could go back and change anything, what would I change? I would change a lot of stuff about like what we've done as a country. There's two things George Washington said, and I never forgot it from social studies class. He said when he left office, stay out of European, aka foreign affairs, and never form political parties because it'll divide the country. And to me, I think those are two things that we should have listened to. So I think I would probably go back and make sure that happened to the best of my ability. But I think personally, I wouldn't change what I've done with my grandfathers because they passed away when I was 6. But as much as I saw them, I would probably, knowing that they passed away when I was 6 years old, I probably would be with them even more so. And just try to drink up those moments a little bit more, ask them more questions, because I thought they were going to be around for a really long time. So I'd go back to them in a heartbeat. I don't even have to think about that question. All right, Ryan. My question for you, Coach. You've heard these young ladies say very nice things about you. What coach, teacher, or mentor inspired you?
Well, let's see. I grew up in a coaching family. My father was coach, and we'll see what my daughter says after she's done playing underneath me. My father did probably me a great service and got out of coaching before I played for him. I now have to say this: every coach that I was fortunate enough to play for, in echoing what Tessa said, was amazing in their own right. So I was very fortunate because some players don't get that. And be it my JV/high school and college experience, very fortunate. I will take a little twist on this. Probably what has shaped me more in my from college age to now, if you want to go in that sports world, would be my college teammates.
Where did you play?
I was at Cortland State.
Okay.
And Sonny can speak for it because I know he played college athletics, and hopefully these girls get the same opportunity. The bond, and the camaraderie, and I mean, my best man and half my wedding party were my college teammates, and we all stay in touch to this day, and we can get together tomorrow after not seeing each other forever, and we don't skip a beat. So I would have to say those gentlemen were very impactful on my life.
That's an awesome answer, and it's funny because all the logos that I have with my company, and this being the Wake Up Call logo, everyone's like, "Oh, those are really cool. I love them." And they're like, "Who made it?" And I said, "A graphic designer I know really well. He's a good friend of mine." "Where did you meet him?" "Marywood University. We lived 2 doors down from each other, John Grinquist. We're still friends today." And during COVID, I was like, I want positivity. I want to be doing something. I want to be active. So I said to him, "I have an idea. I need to upgrade all my logos or give some of these things logos." And we worked on them together, and then came out of, everything that's been going on, being able to do this. And it was just given back to him, because those people that you meet, and granted, we weren't on a team, but we're always with each other. It's like when you can give back or you want to give someone an opportunity, that's who you go to. So when people are saying, "Oh, what company made those?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my buddy," who should be running his own company at this point. What's your question for me?
Oh, let's lighten the mood here a little bit.
Would you like me to sing Adele? No.
Please do.
Is that killing the mood, though? Not so much lightening the mood. All right. Who should be the next host of Jeopardy?
Oh, wow. Alex Trebek he was Jeopardy, and there's certain people that just are. Like Bob Barker was Price is Right. No offense to Drew Carey, but it was Bob. Always Bob. So there's certain people like Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. Why is it being hosted by Ryan Seacrest? I know Dick Clark passed away, but call it something else now. Dick Clark, it's because he made it. So who should be the host of Jeopardy? That's really tough.
You didn't jump on and say Aaron Rodgers should retire and do this.
No, because I
noticed it.
no, because I don't think he's done. So I don't know. For me, I'd like to see somebody kind of coming up and making it their own way, not somebody who's already found the fame and success. And I would like to see what a female would do in the role, because I think we've seen Alex Trebek, and now I think it's time to see a different look at Jeopardy. I mean, I always think the best person should have the job. It should never be based on color or sex or anything like that. I just think if there's someone there that maybe we don't know yet, I would love to see what it could look like. So I'm kind of optimistic that maybe they can go for someone that doesn't already have a ton of following. And Aaron Rodgers, let's be real, he could do something. He could do a million things. He doesn't need to host Jeopardy. Love you, Aaron. You just don't need to do it. All right, Ellie. What would you consider to be your single greatest treasure? Could be a material thing, could be a memory, could be anything.
I don't know.
Something that you value the most.
Does that have to be an object, or just in general? Just
Anything you want.
Okay. I would say not in a my dad, I think, because that he's pushed me to be the best person I could be outside of athletics too. But that man has also just constantly if anything's ever going wrong, he just always is there to lift me up and just push me to be the best person. So I think there's a lot of lessons I've learned in life through him. So I treasure a lot of just the moments and lessons and advice he gives me.
What's Dad's first name?
Jay.
Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jay. Because that's a good answer, so we got to shout out Jay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay, for what you're doing. To be a parent in today's world, I mean, that in and of itself is a huge task. Probably the greatest one you'll have, as Sonny can probably attest to. Ellie, your question?
What's the coolest place you've ever visited?
New Orleans. I went down for Katrina relief in 2006, and Marywood. I did this thing. God and I have an open conversation all the time. So I said to God, I don't want to give money, because if I give money, I don't know if it's going there. And so I said, if there's some way I can physically know I'm helping the people of New Orleans, I will do it. You have my word. Well, within a couple months, Operation Helping Hands opened up. In Marywood University, we had a meeting, and they said, hey, if you want to be a part of this, you can go down to New Orleans for 4 or 5 days, and we're going to help them in any way we need to. We didn't really know exactly what we were going to be doing, and they said you have to raise money. You got to raise $1,000, pay for your plane ticket. We stayed on a military base, but once it's done, if you agree to go, then we're set, we're ready to go, and we're doing it. So I looked up and I went, oh, you're making me put my money where my mouth is. So I did it. I went down to New Orleans. We did 4 houses in 5 days. To them, they said we were like the fastest because we had to bring everything down to studs and try and get people to rebuild. And it was one of the greatest moments of my life. It taught me 1,000,000 times over that God exists, that people with the most unfortunate of circumstances have the biggest faith. And the people of New Orleans are just, they're the music. It's almost, this is the best way I can describe New Orleans. You can hear the music even when it's not playing. That's the spirit of the city. So I'd probably say New Orleans. And I need to go back. I owe them another visit. So with that being said, for Ellie O'Connor, as well as Tessa McEnaney and Ryan Hayes, the head coach, Sonny Spera of Sonny D, myself, Dan Tortora, the other side of that, this has been Chenango Valley Warriors girls basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making the show truly special. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.